here we go. For season 2. We are underway. Montcalm gets off the line well. But let's say it is alongside so one we go. Whoa! And that was Musselburgh getting a bit too aggressive. But it is Moritz just about ahead of Montcalm. Okay, Montcalm go for the S's. Cuts across the corner. Didn't get the exit off of there. Moritz leads. Now here comes Isabel Lemons into the fight. But it is Montcalm trying to get back ahead of Moritz. Goes to the inside, knocks up and goes off the track. And that's going to put Montcalm down to 5th in the end. That means that Lemons can have a crack at Moritz. And here comes Lemons to the inside. Oh, they make contact! And Moritz will have to pit. And from the lead of the race, Moritz is not going to score any points. Look at this. And you can see Musselburgh smashing into the back of Moritz, and they're both done for. And this is played right into the hands of Isabel Lemons, who is going to be able to pour it on out in front. Thankfully, Montcalm has got ahead of Musselburgh and Moritz fairly quickly. But the damage to them is already done. Saffron Jones is also at the back after locking up down at the hairpin and going off into the wall. So Saffron Jones is not going to do anything this race either. And a chaotic start to season 2, picking up really where we left off in season 1. As Moritz comes into the pits, it is Isabel Lemons who leads the first race of season number 2 here in COTA. And it is Montcalm in 2nd. Watson locking up, and there goes Arvinsson up to 3rd. Watson 4th. John Jones is up to 5th. And then it's Moritz, Alessio, Staubhaus and Scherer. With Solario in 10th, then Gamaiwas, Mariam Sanhenry, Adora. And we've got rain coming down on the track. Loads of people have been in the pits. Musselburgh, Moritz, Camille, Galan and back of the Arrow. Jones will have to come into the pits as well. And we look to the fight for 4th, where John Jones is catching up to the back of Mark Watson. And here comes John Jones, right up the back of Mark Watson. Oh, that's a big lock-up. And that's Bo Arvidsson into the wall. That was big. And so that's another one who's brought the dust. And there was a lot of rain out on track, and it has all kicked off. So Lemons leading Montcalm, and then really it's just a case of who survives who's probably going to get P3 at this point. It is Lemons leading Montcalm. Watson 3rd, Jones 4th. Moritz rounding out the top 5. We'll see who comes into the pits this lap. Because I get the feeling we're going to see quite a lot of drivers coming into the pits. So let's see. Up the hill. Arvidsson in. Oh, as Jones goes into the back of Watson. And that's another 2 we can write out. And now Staubhaus is just going to want to clear Jones as quickly as he can, and he will unless Leschia will follow him through. So Motorsport cleared off Watson. Southman Jones came into the pit, so obviously going to see Stouthouse and John Jones. Now as Watson gets tagged by Stouthouse. But it is drama. You can see Leshiov trying to get ahead of Jones and Watson, but it's just not happening, and he's getting backed up now into this Cheryl and Sanghun and Mariam train. But it does look like he has got ahead now. 12:56 to go. And through goes Leshiov into the top 5. So this is going to cause a lot of interesting issues here. Cheryl and Mariam are now going to fight it out for P7. 12.5 minutes to go. Now Cheryl and Mariam have caught up to Watson. Let's see who can get ahead of Watson. Mariam does, Cheryl doesn't. So this has caused a lot of issues as Watson comes into the pits. Got yellow flags because obviously Watson was coming in. John Jones, Sanglin, they're both in the pits as well. And now it's really on to the fight for 7th because Sherrill's being in a freeway fight right now with Harrison Phillip and Roberto Solario. And George Adio, in search of his first point in this series, is running in 13th. And so, we're 11 minutes to go, and after all the early drama, Lewins leads Montcar, Motherwoods is 3rd, Southlands is 4th, then Leshiov and Mariam. Then we look at this freeway fight for 7th, Sherrill, Harrison Phillip and Solario. Darvo on his debut is currently running out the points just ahead of Asmi Rodriguez, Valaderas, as here comes Harrison Phillip up the inside for 7th. Will he get the job done on Matthew Scherer? And he will. So Harrison Phillip moves up to 7th. And now we'll see if Solario can get ahead of Scherer. Let's see, 10 minutes to go. It is Lewins, Montcar, yeah, so nothing really changing. That was already beginning to put distance on Scherer and Solario, and here comes Solario up the inside. This is for 8th place. And Roberto Solario moves his way up, and Harrison Phillip was off the track, and Solario has got 2 places in 2 corners. So an unforced mistake from Harrison Phillip. And he drops back down to 8th, and now he's got to retake P7 again. He was doing quite a good job of just pulling away from them, and then just locks up down at turn 1, and off he goes. Darvo on his debut on Golf Al-Asmi for now for the points. But we'll see what Habib Al-Asmi can do. Not too much action out in front, because Lewins has pulled away from Montcar, and then there's 6 seconds back to Motherwoods, so another 6 seconds back to Stouthouse, who is just, yeah, minding their own business out in front, really, those top 5 or 6 drivers. But Al-Asmi has got a nice one on Yadava, so let's see if he gets his way up into the points here. As here goes, no, Al-Asmi doesn't try and make the move. So that is interesting. Scherer lost time somewhere. It's still not really doing too much to get it back ahead of Roberto Solario up to 7th. With 8.5 minutes to go. So we look to Alasmi, who is still trying to get up into the points. Behind the newcomer Chesman Yadawa, the young Japanese driver. With 8 minutes to go. And you can see Solario fell off. What happened to Solario? Down at the final corner, and yep, that's just a lock-up, goes wide. So that's how Helmut ended up back in 7th. As we can see, Alasmi going for 10th place, and that's going to be fairly easy. And Habib Alasmi moves his way up into the points. Next up here is Matthew Scherer, who's only about a second up the road. One thing that Alasmi and Yadawa are going to have to be careful of is if they want to get up into that fight for 8th place with Solario and Scherer, they can't really afford too much time fighting each other. You can see Alasmi is already really winning to leech onto the back. That one is Yadawa, loses the rear end. Keeps it under control, but that has pushed him back. Let's see then. 6 minutes 50 to go. And then, no, that's not really going to happen. But we got a fight here, and it is for 12th place. Well, 13th now, because Rodriguez is fighting with Ramirez, who'll stay ahead. Behind them in 15th is Adio, who doesn't look like he'll get his first point in the series today. And Caleb Powers, the last of those who haven't paired. And then behind them is Musselberg, and then comes everyone else who paired. So, and that's Magliolo, who was dead last anyway, but he has gone off the track, and his terrible time in this series continues. Six minutes 18 to go. Not too much of note happening out on track for significance, as the sun comes out, so I don't think we'll be seeing any more rain today. But never say never. We've got yellow flags, and that is Matthew Scherer going slowly down at turn 1. So you remember, but he was running in P9. He was behind Roberto Solario. So this is what happened with Matthew Scherer. Heading into turn 1. And he just takes too much out of the curve, and there goes the rear end. So that drops him out of the points. Down to 11th, which pushes Yadawa back into the points on his debut. It pushes Alasmi up to 9th. So, there we go. But this weather is a bit more like what we were expecting from Dallas. You can see now the fight for 11th could be on, because Valadares is trying to get ahead of Scherer. Although the bad news is that they are still about 2 seconds behind. We've got yellow flag, that allows me off into the wall. So what happened with Habib Alasmi? Because he definitely didn't make contact with another driver. So as we head up through there and then on the curb, and then the rear end is already gone, and then he just unsettled it even more. I don't think he's taken any damage out of the incident, but he has dropped well down the field. And that's George Adio, who is also going slowly down there. So 2 drivers making incidents down at the same corner. So what happened with George Adio, although admittedly he had slightly less significance here. And you can see that back end just steps out on him, and round he goes. So that puts him down in 18th position. We've got Ramirez getting ahead of Scherer, that's the 12th. Then Scherer comes back around the outside where he takes P12. Go to the fight for P5, because Lesyov has been caught up to by Haley Mariam, and behind them Helvers and Phillips is not a million miles away. Neither is Roberto Solario. With exactly 5 minutes to go. Levens, Montcar and Mahut, so they all look nailed on for the podium if they can make it to the end. As for the order behind them, at this stage, who even knows? Mariam fell off the back of Lesyov. So we look down and see Musselberger on the recovery drive after having to pit early on. He's actually doing okay for himself. He's up in 15th right now, so we'll see. look and see Musselburger, who got ahead of Caleb Powell, running 14th, trying to get ahead of Matthew Scherer, who himself will be looking to try and get ahead of Felix Gamares down into turn 1. Let's see. Scherer goes to the move of Gamares. Musselburger then tries to follow him through. Scherer takes P12. Gamares is 13th. Musselburger couldn't get it done there. We've got an incident out in front, and I think it's Emerson Stahlhaus, and then there goes Leshiov. And Montcalm has also been involved in this, because he lost a lot of time. So he spun, but then that allowed Mopawutsa to get through. Now what happened with Stahlhaus? So he lost the back end, and then Leshiov just smashes into him, so they're both going to have to pit, and then Mariam gets involved, and then Helferson Phillips smashes into them. So let's have a look at this. So Helferson Phillips I don't think has any damage. Mariam's pitting, Leshiov is pitting. And Solario now tracks Helferson Phillips for 4th. With 3 minutes 12 to go, and here comes Solario trying to take P4 off of Helferson Phillips. And he does, at least for now. So Mariam's going to pit, Leshiov's going to pit. Stahlhaus obviously has to pit, so this is going to affect the points pretty drastically, with 2 minutes 55 to go. Helferson Phillips not really able to keep up with Solario right now, which is surprising. Jesmond, oh, that was a weird mistake for Solario as I say that. That's going to put Helferson Phillips back in the fight, but Jesmond Yadava on his WMT debut up in 6th place right now. Obviously, I know he's been very fortunate, but I mean, you can only score points if you finish the race. Mariam has come into the pits with Leshiov, as has Stahlhaus. And so as to how that's affected the points, Sebastian Musselberger, who had to pit, they got a mistake, I think. Lemons! Oh, Lemons is pitting! They have no front wing. Where did Lemons smash it off into? Also, Lemons has gone off there. So Mopawutsa is second. Montcalm's going to have to pit. Lemons has come together with Mopawutsa. Oh my goodness. And obviously Montcalm's going to have to pit for some reason. So as for how that affects it. Oh, and Helferson Phillips, Solario off. Yadava's falling apart somewhere. They are all coming together. Oh, and that's a big crash. Cheryl Rodriguez. As Arvidsson goes through. But Lemons is pretty much done for. Mopawutsa leads with their pitting. Mont comes second with their pitting. Lemons is third, but they're pitting. Which I think means Roberto Solario will get the lead. And now rain is coming down. So this could absolutely end up anywhere. Arvidsson is 7th despite pitting. Chaos has unfolded here. Solario looking to get ahead of Lemons. He's obviously got damage, and you get the feeling that Solario will do this pretty quickly, but with the rain, you never know. Does this mean Marcos Valaderas is in contention for his first win? 1 minute to go. We got yellow flags because Montcalm has lost it. $50 seconds to go. So there's going to be one more lap after this as well. So it's literally going to be a one-lap shootout to the line, I think. Matthew Scherer has retired. He'll be the first retirement of Season 2. But absolutely everything has kicked off in this penultimate lap. The clouds have come back. The rain has come back. Everybody has crashed, apparently. And loads of people are going to come into the pits. And so what this means is Solario leads just from Valaderas as we start the final lap. And it's a one-lap shootout to the line with Solario and Valaderas. Mopawutsa and Montcalm in. Arvidsson, who pit, is going to end up 3rd. Lemons has come into the pits. Musselberger, who pit, is going to end up 4th. It is absolutely all kicked off here as we start the final lap. Will Solario win? Will Valadares win? Will one of them crash into the other and we end up with somehow Arvidsson winning? Elson Phillip is 6th, Rodriguez 7th, Yadava 8th, Jones 9th. That's going to push Camille into the points. Not even this chaotic race could give George Alio the result he wanted because he's still down in 19th as it stands. Let's see then. Solario just ahead of Valadares. Oh, it's Solario and Valadares have both spun. Arvidsson leads. You could have scripted it if you tried. Solario's going to have to pit now. He's got damage somewhere. So Valadares will end up there. Musselberger's lost it. Mupabutsu is going to come through. It is absolutely all kicked off, and that's going to give Bo Arvidsson the win. Despite pitting, he's going to win the race, surely. Valadares is now just going to have to get ahead of Solario and take P2. But Arvidsson's gone wide. But the bad news for him. And here comes Valadares. What? Arvidsson had the way, but he manager's thrown it away. He's got no front wing. He's just going to hold on and get to the line. Marcos Valadares can smell it. He's all over Arvidsson. 2 corners left. Up the inside, Valadares takes the lead with 2 corners to go. And it's going to be a dramatic race. And Valadares spins and comes together at the final corner. And Arvidsson will win anyway. No, it's Solario. He came into the pits, but he won. From Arvidsson and Mupawutsa, Jones 4th, Valadares 5th, Savon 6th, Mariam 7th. 8th place will be Pierre Montcalm. 9th place will be Leshiel from Musselberger. Watson's gone off. Who even cares anymore? Solario won the race despite pitting on the final lap. What did we just witness? Watson will end up 11th for Sanghun. But at this point, what the did we... I don't even know what to say. We saw about 5 different race winners on that final lap as Camille was beached it in the pits. Helverson Phillips got off. Moritze's now hit Camille. I mean, who even fucking knows what's going on anymore? Camille comes into the pits. I mean, this has to be the most chaotic WMT race of all time, and there's been a lot of them. We saw 5 different people leading on that final lap, if I'm not mistaken, because you had Solario in there, Valadares was in there, Mupawutsa, no, not Mupawutsa, Arvidsson was in there, Valadares, you had Arvidsson, Solario, and Valadares. It was chaos. I mean, they're still going out on track. Who even fucking knows anymore? So Gallardo will end up 19th. Powell 20th. Adio, I mean, this is just chaos. Adio 21st. With Yadava eventually coming through to take 22nd. Shearer obviously retired. Rodriguez will end up 23rd. Gimenez will end up 24th, and eventually, and as we will cross the line and finish 25th, we'll see you in round 2.